To all of you fellow seekers of whispers, welcome back to Whispers in the Dark. Tonight we share two gripping stories on serial killers, so stay tuned. We appreciate your continued support and engagement. Your dedication to our channel means the world to us. If you haven't checked out our cool merchandise yet, be sure to take a look and support the channel so we can keep bringing you these gripping stories. Now, let's dive into today's chilling tales. Viewer discretion is advised. This video contains graphic content and disturbing details that may not be suitable for all audiences. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, New York City was haunted by a shadowy figure who preyed on the unsuspecting. Known as the Last Call Killer, this predator left a trail of terror and death that would baffle authorities for years. But how did this killer manage to elude capture for so long? Join us as we unravel the chilling details of this case. Our story begins in 1991 when sanitation workers along the New Jersey Turnpike made a horrifying discovery. What seemed like an ordinary trash pickup turned into a grisly scene as they stumbled upon a plastic bag that felt oddly heavy. Inside, they found a human head, a shocking revelation that marked the beginning of a harrowing investigation. As police arrived, the scene became even more macabre. Additional bags were found, each containing severed body parts, legs, arms, the torso, and the head. The victim was later identified as Thomas Mulcahy, a 56-year-old executive from Massachusetts. The meticulous dismemberment and cleaning of the body suggested a killer with a disturbing sense of control. Mulcahy's family was devastated, and the investigation into his murder was only beginning. Thomas Mulcahy had been in New York City on a business trip. His last known transaction was an ATM withdrawal late at night, and witnesses at an upscale gay bar reported seeing him with a man matching a vague description. But despite extensive efforts, the police had no solid leads. The case seemed to hit a dead end. A year later, the discovery of another dismembered body in Manchester Township, New Jersey, sent chills down investigators' spines. The body parts were found in a similar fashion, double-bagged and meticulously cleaned. The victim was identified as Anthony Marrero, a gay prostitute. The similarities between Marrero's murder and Mulcahy's were eerie and unsettling. The precision of the cuts and the washing of the body indicate a level of familiarity with the anatomy and a psychological compulsion to remove evidence. The killer's behavior shows a mix of control and possibly a deep-seated need to distance themselves from the crime. Months turned into years, and the case grew colder. In 1996, another body was discovered in a garbage can just 12 miles outside of New York City. The body, identified as Mike Sakara, a regular at a Greenwich Village bar, was found dismembered in a similar manner. Witnesses recalled seeing Sakara with a man who identified himself as a nurse. The search for this elusive killer took a significant turn when a breakthrough occurred. Detectives utilized a new fingerprint technique called vacuum metal deposition, which allowed them to recover and analyze prints from the evidence. This technique, employed by a lab in Toronto, revealed crucial partial prints that had previously gone unnoticed. The prints were cross-referenced with databases nationwide, and a significant lead emerged. The prints matched Richard Rogers, a former nursing student with a history of violence. Rogers was working as a surgical assistant in New York City during the murders. His arrest brought a mixture of relief and horror. Upon his arrest, authorities found disturbing evidence in Rogers' apartment, including horror movies and disturbing notes. He was eventually convicted for the murders of Mulcahy and Sakara, receiving 2 life sentences plus additional years for his heinous acts. The case of the last call killer serves as a grim reminder of the complexities of criminal investigations and the relentless pursuit of justice. The killer's meticulous methods and the eventual breakthrough highlight the evolving nature of forensic science and law enforcement. Thank you for joining us in exploring this harrowing case. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more gripping true crime stories. Remember, every whisper counts. For tonight's second story, we uncover the haunting story of Timothy Wilson Spencer, infamously known as the Southside Strangler. His reign of terror in the 1980s left a trail of horror and led to a landmark case in forensic science. Timothy Wilson Spencer, born on March 17, 1962 in Arlington County, Virginia, grew up in a seemingly normal household. Despite a structured upbringing, Spencer's life was marked by criminal behavior from an early age. By the time he was 21, Spencer had transitioned from petty theft and burglary to far more sinister crimes. His first known murder occurred on January 25, 1984, with the death of Carolyn Hamm, a 32-year-old attorney. Carolyn's colleagues noticed her absence after 2 days and sent a friend to check on her. The discovery was horrifying. Carolyn's body was found in her garage, strangled with a rope connected to her car's bumper. Spencer's pattern was clear: break into homes, assault, and then strangle his victims. His next known victim was 35-year-old Debbie Dudley Davis, found on September 19, 1987, in a similarly gruesome manner. Davis's body was discovered in her apartment, bound with shoelaces and strangled with a vacuum cleaner tube used as a tourniquet. The methodical brutality of these crimes left investigators reeling. 2 weeks later, Dr. Susan Helms was found strangled in her Richmond home. The connection between the Helms and Davis cases was unmistakable, indicating a serial killer was at work. On November 21, 1987, the killer struck again, targeting 15-year-old Diane Cho. Despite being in a different location, the method was disturbingly similar: strangled and silenced with duct tape. Further investigation revealed that the same monster was responsible for the murder of Susan Tucker, found in her Arlington condo. Evidence tied Spencer to all these crimes, thanks to emerging DNA technology. Spencer was on police radar due to his previous arrests for burglary. His DNA was linked to the crime scenes, and after a thorough investigation, he was convicted for the murders of Davis, Helms, Cho, and Tucker. Sentenced to death, Spencer's case was a milestone in forensic science, as he was the first person in Virginia convicted using DNA evidence. His execution took place on April 27, 1994, at Greensville Correctional Center. Timothy Wilson Spencer's chilling legacy serves as a stark reminder of the horrors that can lurk behind seemingly normal facades. His story is a grim chapter in the annals of true crime. Thank you for joining us on this dark journey into the world of the Southside Strangler. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, and subscribe for more chilling tales. Your support helps us continue to explore the whispers in the dark. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.